What's going on, Facebook family? It's your boy B-Rad. So I got a topic of conversation to talk about. I had a friend of mine that posted on Facebook and wanted to know what's the youngest age that their child should be allowed on social media. And so a couple people chimed in, and some of these social media sites are age restricted. So like Facebook, I think, is 18. I don't know what age Snapchat is. I know IG is 13. So this person was asking, like, what is the age? What would be the age of letting your kid on social media? And I chimed in and said that, my 13-year-old is on Instagram now. I let her get her own Instagram. I'm able to pay attention to it better than like Snapchat. Snapchat, no way. That stuff, you can hide pictures and parents can't see what they're doing, and you can't tell what they put on their story and all that stuff, and you can't really pay attention to it. So man, I got a hair in my beard and it's killing me. So I said I had my 13-year-old daughter's got Instagram, and she's kind of real lax with it right now. She's getting a hold of her friends from Boulder City and able to talk with them, which is good. Able to get in touch with them. But she had a problem with her trying to get on Facebook and trying to get on Snapchat. No, for sure. 16, I think 16. I think it also depends on how you teach your kids. Sometimes parents don't pay attention to what they're doing. They don't pay attention to what their kids are doing. Where's my coffee? I had to steal the wife's cup today. Hello, gorgeous. So social media, it's crazy. Like, I watched this dude Kobe Banks. He did a social, public service announcement for girls that were on social media, and he made burner accounts. And I don't know if you guys know what burner accounts are. They're fake accounts that you can get on other people's stuff, and everybody, there's a lot of people that do it and make burner accounts and fake accounts and all this other stuff. So Kobe Banks made a couple of them and got in touch with these young girls and went and picked them up from their house while their parents were gone. So I showed my daughter all this stuff and told her that, this is the things that could happen with social media. That's why I told her that I would pay attention to her Instagram, and anything I didn't feel was necessarily posted would be taken off. Megan, you need to drop me off your Fire Stick. By the way, you didn't drop it off on Monday, and I need to fix it for you. So anyway, this person on Facebook said that their daughter had a mental illness and got an Instagram at 13, I think she said, or 14. And the daughter's got a mental illness, tries to hurt herself, stuff like that. Some major stuff that you have to take care of and pay attention to. And she got, I'm on Friday, or I'm on tonight. I'll be at 8, be there at 8. So she said that when her daughter got her Instagram or Snapchat or whatever the social media site was, because of the mental illness due to the child, they were sending nudes. And I guess not, it's hard to explain, I guess. This child has tendencies of hurting herself and doing other things. So for the most part, social media for that child wouldn't be necessary or even I'm not even a privilege or a right. I think it would be, you have to kind of pull back from that and be like, no, that this child is not capable enough of doing what social media can do, which is keep in touch with family and friends. Hold on, my dog's barking up a fucking wazoo. probably my daughter's messing with the dog. That's why she's barking. So it's crazy to know. Maybe. It's crazy to think that, there are kids out there that I mean, not crazy to think, but to know that there are children out there that have illnesses that would do something like that with a social media site. So I guess the main topic of comment, or the main topic of conversation is what age? What age do you guys think social media should be accepted or allowed towards children? Kylie, she's 13, man. She's going to be a freshman in high school. Makes you feel old, doesn't it? Because you were there when she was born. So what do you think the age should be? What do you think they should be able to do? Facebook, like I said, Facebook's 18. I don't want my oldest, or I don't want my kids being on Facebook. I don't think it's necessary. Instagram's a little easier to... I think it's just easier to... The age for trouble. Yeah. See, I think it all depends on how you teach your kids and try and put them down the right path. If you show them the trials and tribulations of what things can happen, like the bad things that can happen and the good things that can happen, I think, man, it's a fine line. When we were kids, they can't hide the thumbprint on the internet, dude. You got to be smart about it. Trust me. Anything her name or email is attached to. Yeah, I can see what's going on. I can see what's going on. See, that's the thing, is that... So, let me give you a heads up. Destiny made, last year, for New Year's, 2016 going into 2017, I was at work. And at midnight, at 12:13 a.m., Destiny decided to lie on Facebook and say that she was a certain age and made a Facebook page. And then she ended up making I think it was a Snapchat. That pissed me off more than anything. That I was furious about. The Snapchat was, that right there. I think Snapchat, for anybody who doesn't have their head screwed on tight enough, is in for a world of hurt. That app right there is detrimental to a lot of people, because people think that those pictures can't be saved and shown and stuff like that. Fuck Snapchat. I'm sorry. I banned Snapchat in this household. I used to have it and I hate it. I can't stand it anymore. Snapchat, I think, is like one of the worst social media apps out there. I really can't stand Snapchat. So she made a Facebook at 12:13 a.m. and made a Snapchat. Within an hour, we found out about it. It took me almost 3 hours to undo what she had done. It was ridiculous. The thumbprint she left within a matter of an hour on the internet was ridiculous. I have programs and progs and stuff like that I can get to where I can find all of her stuff and be able to pull it. And I did. It took me a fucking shitload time. Because with her facial recognition, it connected everything on my Facebook, and it blew up faster than I had ever imagined. So it definitely took me quite some time to be able to pull that and remove that thumbprint off the internet. So yeah, it's hard, man. It is really hard. I do show Destiny a lot of the trials and tribulations of a lot of these guys that do. What are you talking about, Kylie? You do have a girl. Oh, don't tell Sean that. But yeah, it's really hard. Like, I want to show her everything that's wrong with social media and how bad it can get and how severe it can get. But for the most part, you know, I mean, it's all about age. It's all about how you teach your kids, the path you try and put them down. Most of the things that they need to try and figure out. I mean, you want your kids to try and stumble and fall a little bit, because that's how they pick themselves back up, and that's how they figure stuff out. It's how you live life, by learning. But for the most part, it's crazy, because phones and TVs and stuff are teaching our kids more than what they used to say back in the day. They used to tell us that we were blowing up houses and beating people up and stuff because of TV. Beavis and Butthead. Phil, their best friend, blew up their house. Or Beavis blew up their house or whatever because he set the gas on fire or whatnot and blew up their house. And then a kid did it like a month later, and they try to blame TV. What are we going to blame now? Our phones? Social media? We're going to blame what? Our generation was blamed by TV. That we had two parents that were working constantly, and that TV was training us. TV didn't train me. I watched the Three Stooges. You ever see me get put in jail because I smacked one of my friends in the head with a fucking monkey wrench? No. You ever see me get put in jail or get arrested or get in trouble because I stuck my head or my friend's head in a vice grip? No. Roadrunner. You never saw us strapping fucking rockets on the back of ours trying to catch each other's friends while we were on roller skates? No. Now, we did stick a couple bottle rockets on our skates to see if they would shoot off like guns at people. But yeah, I mean, we did dumb shit back in the day, but nothing. TV didn't train us. TV didn't teach us. You know, I mean, I want to say that most of my generation was able to be taught family morals and values, but I know it's being lost throughout generations, because families don't sit down to dinner and talk about their day anymore. A lot of them go out to eat, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not putting anything against families that go out to eat or they can't sit down for dinner or whatever the case may be. You know, there's a lot of things that go on with schedules and work and the kids' schedules, and if they're in sports and everything else, like, it gets freaking crazy. So you do what you can to try and get together and have dinner. But families don't sit down like they used to anymore because both parents have to work. Because of the size of the family, or because of the cost of living, or because they're not making enough at their job and they're working their ass off. I'm fortunate enough to be able to make the money that I make and not have to work as much as some other people. You know, so I praise God every day that I'm able to do that. I praise God every day that I'm able to open my eyes up and take a breath of fresh air. But that's me. I look at little stuff like that as a blessing. You know, people come in the bar all the time. Brad, how you doing? Man, I woke up breathing. I can't complain, because it's true. But if more people held on to something that small about their day, that is always a silver lining in their cloud when they wake up. You know, you woke up and took a breath of fresh air. Because when he says it's time, there ain't no question. There ain't nothing you can do about it. So you just try and do everything right by you and by your family and by the people around you. And, you know, you try and stick by the golden rule and treat people how you want to be treated. It doesn't always work. You know, you can't always abide by that. But you do your best. But man, every day I get to wake up and see my kids and my wife and just be able to open my eyes up is a great day. But yeah, social media can kill a lot of family conversations too. Man, I'll tell you what. I have my cousin over here, Gigi. Love her. I love her to death. She is a product of the millennial generation of being on your phone constantly. And yeah, I know I say this while I'm on my phone out front drinking coffee and shit, so I'm not any better. I understand that. But she brought her phone to the table during dinner, and I was like, not gonna happen. I'm like, go put your phone away. No phones at the table.